Everybody, welcome to another video, another day. Now, I did want to start doing the live trading recordings more. Not even gonna lie, I completely forgot this morning. In all honesty, I'm not even gonna try to make no fabrication for y'all. I genuinely just forgot. Um, but I'm gonna bring y'all a trade recap though. Show y'all what I made today. $2,296.20 today. I did take four trades, two break evens, one win, and then one like really small scalp, which came right here just because it was damn near free. And I'm gonna break it all down. So let's get into it. So first of all, coming into the day, I was kind of mixed. Overnight, I wanted to see these lows be taken out. I wanted to see a continuation lower. Most likely, I am overall in the higher time frame bearish, especially just based off of the date that we had yesterday. I didn't want to see, this higher time frame sell model be completed. Now, I might ask, what is this red dotted line? This red dotted line aligns with consequent encroachment of the 4 hour or the daily wick. Yeah, consequent encroachment of this daily wick that we had already previously just about rejected. We were pretty close to it, give or take a couple ticks, but we were already kind of reacting around there. So that was kind of like my main DOL, especially because it's alignment with consequent encroachment of the higher time frame as well. Um, so this is like my main draw on liquidity, and obviously I want to see a continuation through these lows and beyond. But as y'all can see, coming into the morning, we were very sideways. So from here, I'm like, all right, where do we like we are most likely to do this morning? Now we had an SMT with YM. We had an SMT at these lows, I believe, coming into market open. So from here, I'm like, all right, I'm probably gonna look to see higher. Asia and London is resting above us. It does look like it can possibly be a search and destroy type of day where we have, or not search and destroy, a reversal model type of day, since we did have a lot of low resistance liquidity resting above us and we had the SMT on the hourly low. So I'm like, all right, we might want to do that. Let's see, we are. So from here, really, market opened up. We had a very strong expansion. Well, no, this is my first trade. I took this initial 15-second off of market open. We came up, we swept these internal highs. I wanted to see if we're going to come down and just take London. We had a very clean 15-second after we tapped the 5 minute here. We had a 15-second model, everything I like to see, inversion, change in the state, 15-second sweep. We also had an SMT resting at this high as well. So from there, I took this inversion with the change in the state of delivery. Now, I was in profit for a good amount of this trade. Now, could I have closed at the resting, low-hanging fruit? Yes, I definitely could have. However, obviously, this looks like the prominent draw on liquidity to me. I'm going to take it to that. So I entered my first position right here once we got this initial 15-second change in the state plus inversion. This is my first trade, stop at the high. I really was aiming for a 1-to-1. I wanted to see a push through this low and then a continuation down into these lows here. As y'all can see, I wasn't private for a bit, and then I got stopped at break even. I went break even for a specific reason, because of the fact that I did feel the higher time frame kind of had potential to drag us back. The higher time frame had a reason to make this fail just due to the higher time frame SMT. Now, yes, this model does look good. And we didn't take any like real draws on liquidity to make me go break even, but it was mainly just, the consequent encroachment, a strong reversal point. Price already looks like it should go higher. So I went break even to protect myself, and that was obviously the correct decision. Now from here, V shape, SMT still is in place at these lows. And I also recognize that we had a low resistance liquidity run built up above us that is still yet to be taken. So I enter right back, which I usually don't like to do, but to me this is damn near 2A plus not to. So enter right back in on this long and stop down here. And I'm really targeting London. I want to see Asia, which is all the way up there as well. I want to see all these highs come and get taken. Now, likely not Asia, mainly London. Asia's kind of a stretch, but I did want to see us come take out all of this lower resistance stacked highs that we had up here. As y'all can see, none of these highs were taken out. We left a lot of relative equal highs. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna hold to those. Now I did go break even once we ended up sweeping this internal high. I went break even right here. And as y'all can see, I got stopped out at break even. Was I mad at this? Kind of. I was up like $1,200 around this point, so I was kind of a little upset about the fact that I did end up getting stopped out. But I did not let that deter me. I did not let that force me into taking anything else. Just instantly now, initially, I did kind of like this 1 minute inversion, but I just wanted to wait for more because I did still feel like we had a chance to potentially go higher. We opened up a new 1 minute bearish gap, so I wanted to wait for a reaction out of here, which I think was the smarter thing to do. And I did end up saving myself some mental capital because, yes, if I would have entered this inversion, I wouldn't have necessarily have been, stopped out or anything like that, but this would have definitely caused me to stress a little bit coming close to my stop loss after being up X amount of dollars. So yeah, I did kind of avoid a little bit of mental stress with that. I ended up waiting, and then me waiting actually ended up being the correct decision, and I'm gonna show y'all why. We had put in an SMT here with ES. We put in an SMT here inside of this 1 minute gap, and then from here this is also a 5 minute gap here. It's also a 5 minute gap that we already previously respected. So from here, y'all know the 5 and the 15 second are in alignment. I took this 15 second change in delivery right here. I took this 15 second short. My fill was probably like here. My stop loss at this high, targeting mainly this low. I intended on leaving runners. However, I didn't move my position fast enough. In all honesty, I had my limit set, and as I was going to adjust it to leave a runner because I did end up pyramiding on this, it ended up literally wicking me super quick. So I didn't end up getting to leave a runner, but thankfully though, because I would have been stopped out anyway. So pretty good that I did get all out where I did. But I ended up pyramiding on this as well. Once we got the initial displacement through consequent encroachment of this BPR here. Once we got this closed through, this is where I ended up adding on one more contract, which is why I had such a large day. I usually do trade only one contract, but I added another contract there and I tightened my stop pretty tight. So I was risking about the same, a little bit more than 1,000. I was maybe risking like right around 1,000. I want to say once my fill got adjusted to like here, new stop loss was like right here with two contracts. Yeah, I was risking a little bit under that. So yeah, I ended up securing that right there. My field might have been a little bit higher or lower. I really don't remember. But I'll show you the executions again though, and I will get into. So yeah, I took the 15 second change in the state plus the inversion that we got um, right here as well after we already had pulled back into that gap. So I had a lot of confidence in this trade. And then from here, I did take this small scalp. Why did I take this? Honestly, this is just something that I've seen happen a lot. We had the fail swing high. We failed to swing through this 3 minute. We had the 1 minute inversion setup that failed. So from here, I'm like, all right, we're probably gonna reverse. I got this 15 second close through. And then from here, I look at the 45 second. I see how these candles print. We pull back into the DPR. Look at the 15 second. We get the inversion right here. So that's why I enter short and let just take off at the swing low. I made like extra $200 on that. Very simple. I could have held to, the initial target that I had, but I literally was just like, I'm gonna just scalp it right quick, take what I can get. Not gonna be greedy because it is a no news Tuesday. We have FOMC tomorrow. So I'm kind of using that to my not advantage, but just to tell myself to remain cautious and not try to do too much on a day like today when we don't have any news and it's not a day where you're anticipating the best PA. And especially on days like this, I recognize that usually the best moves will come pretty early, and then from there we'll kind of just chop and be slow for the rest of the day. And I didn't really want to miss out on my window or miss out on my opportunity, so I just did that really fast, and I was happy that I was done, with enough time today. Am I happy with today fully? And I don't. I need to journal this more, but I felt very anxious in this trade right here. I felt very anxious. Like I can feel it in my chest. Like I don't know what it was with this trade, but that is something I need to work on, and I need to just kind of do some more self-reflection. I'm not sure. It was literally the second I entered, I just felt like just weird about it. I didn't let that, dictate how I reacted to the trade on the charts, but I did feel kind of weird in this trade. I am happy it played out. I'm happy that, my bias was correct, but it did feel weird. And that is something that I'm gonna note and I'm gonna, dive deeper into going forward and just try to figure out why that was that. Now this is my first, well, yeah, my first day on this account, so that could be why, just like first day, first game jitters type of thing. But yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna see if that goes away, if that stays or not. I'm gonna continue to keep y'all updated and kind of share how I am going to approach that if it is something that is kind of a current issue. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this video though. I'm still not trading live with my group. I wanted to take a complete just detox from that. I feel like that was not necessarily adding any pressure, but it was just when I'm not trading good, I don't want to be giving them. I mean, it's not that I'm giving them signals, but I'm giving them insight when I'm not even trading at my best. So I wanted to just take a step away to be able to just provide them with the 100%, 110% best version of myself, and I needed to find that. So I'm still gonna probably be doing that for probably the rest of this week. I'm gonna take away from the group, just no live calls. I'm still gonna be in there interacting with y'all, um, and answering questions and stuff like that. Just no live calls, no live trading at the moment. I just want to be focusing on my own trading and not answering questions and talking to people midway through. I think that this is the best for me right now. So I do appreciate y'all for understanding. I will be back next week. Um, as long as we finish this week well, right now we are 2 for 2, which is a good start. Um, and yeah, so I appreciate y'all for watching. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch y'all tomorrow. Peace out.